Hi, first of all, a big hello to my fellow panelists and also for having me on this panel. Really great to be in this company here. So I'm part of Bharat Serum, BSV. We are one of the leading biotech pharma companies in India, primarily playing in the women's health and critical care space. We've recently made inroads into what we call as BSV With You services, where we are reaching out not only just to our healthcare practitioners, but offering cutting-edge patient services as well. Look forward to the discussion here and see how we can push the agenda forward of continuing this journey that India pharmaceutical industry is on. So, no, first of all, I'll kind of build on the positives also, right? Let's not kind of look only at what needs to be done. Let's first also focus on what we've accomplished as a country and as an industry, right? I think Rachis very rightly said we supply close to 50 to 60% of the world's vaccines. 1 in 3 pills in the US are made in India. If you look at roughly about 25% of the medicines in the UK are from India. We've also had a very positive impact in the world, where if I just look at the penetration of medication for AIDS in Africa, right? Way back in 2003 or odd, it was less than 1 to 2%. And when the Indian pharmaceutical industry got involved in that, it shot up to about 35 to 40% in about 5-6 years, right? That's the positive impact that we've had not only in India, but across the world. If I look at us as a sector, we are the 3rd largest sector. We have the most US FDA approved plants, close to 250 odd, right? And when we look at the sector, I think we need to just not look at pharma and formulations, but if you look at the biotech services, which is broadly emerging as one of the bigger themes, we have more than 50% share, right? If you look at our research and manufacturing sectors, right, they are growing at about 25% year on year, that kind of pace. So all positive, all good, pharmacy of the world, great title. But let me flip it. We are also one of the largest importers of API. Last year, I think we imported close to 25,000 crores worth of API, and from our neighbors, most of it, right? Now, is that something that we need to focus on going forward? Absolutely. We say pharmacy of the world, right? But if I look at ballpark numbers, right? Overall, our exports are around $20 billion, right? Give or take a few. The global pharma industry is $1.5 trillion, right? You do the math and you figure out, yes, it's still a little bit drop in the ocean of where we are, right? So I think when you start putting this in context, yes, we've made a lot of headway, but we have a way long to go. And I think the government is taking some actions, right? Very clearly, it was pointed out, the PLI scheme which has come in, I think that will be a boost. The government is putting close to 15,000 crores there. There's an announcement of developing 3 bulk drug parks. They're going to help us in the long term. Now, what we also have to understand, there's a gestation period. This is not going to happen overnight. What actions we take as a country, as a government, as an industry will take about 3-4 years to kind of fructify, right? But just if I look at, capital coming in, government easing out, we are going to run into a need for skilled labor. So are we preparing a workforce that is ready to serve this surge that we are seeing, right? That's one of the areas that we need to focus on. How difficult or easy it is, and you've got a lot of people who are into manufacturing and their own setups over here to set up a plant in India, right? The licenses, the approvals which are required. And I think not just capital, it is just taking a holistic approach will be something which is required. And then very pointedly, because it's become very, very apparent with this coronavirus situation, that we need to focus on some of the very critical APIs. Some of the APIs, if you look at it, we have a dependence of 80-90% on one country, right? And that's not sustainable. you will be subjected to supply shocks, you will be subjected to price movements, which is not good for the industry and eventually not good for the patient, right? And I think once we start looking at it in a holistic way, keeping the patient at the center, I think a lot of these things start making sense. So again, in summary, I would say a lot of positives, and we should not shy away from that, right? We are the pharmacy of the world, and I can go on and on these numbers. But I think we need to take a little bit of a holistic view. Capital, ease of doing business, providing the skilled labor which is there, and being very strategic, saying let's look at the high dependence APIs, high dependent drugs, the most critical drugs, and how we start building those capabilities in the future. And I think that's what is required going forward. Sure. So, Madhur, I think everybody's kind of moving to the same. We need to build the capability for future and how we get there, right? Now, I think what we forget when we're talking about this, we're also the technology capital of the world, and we're also the back office of the world, right? So we've got all the homegrown technology and tech wizards available within the country. Fortunately or unfortunately, or just in any regulated industry, the embracement of new things is a little slower. If I look at our FMCG peers, they have moved ahead in terms of embracing technology. But I think there are early signs of what we are seeing. If you look at just the implementation of AI or ML in drug discovery and drug development, I think we made huge strides over the past 5-6 years, right? 3D printing and prosthetics, if you look at it, that's also becoming a decently sized trend. Now, one of the things that I feel is blockchain. Again, we are a little bit slow to kind of get to there. It's more of a buzzword today. But if we implement something of that sort, you will find the entire end-to-end transparency, the traceability, ensuring drug authenticity of drugs, which is again a little bit of a challenge in our environment at times. But also when we are exporting outside, I think those things will become that much more transparent. RFID technology is another one where I see, just end-to-end development, how you move goods, how you manage your inventory, right? We talked about how many distributors we have, how is that tracked? Within the hospitals, our hospitals are becoming much more sophisticated. How do they track their inventory of what is sitting in stores versus IPD, pharmacy, etc. are big initiatives, right? The last I would say, and the most important, is the patient interface. I think we all have experienced, thanks to COVID in some sense, the telehealth, right? Telemedicine. That's again, in my mind, a very important critical technology to actually bring healthcare down to the lowest part of our pyramid, right? It's very, very important. The government is, of course, doing its own bit in terms of coming up with the health ID. But I think if you look at just simply our telehealth or telemedicine guidelines, right? I think there's an opportunity to actually refresh them and modernize them and make it relevant to our times, right? There was a mention of the apps that the government has had, right? Aarogya Setu and CoWIN. Just imagine the amount of data that we would have collected at the back end and what that data can help us do in terms of, really forecasting the trends, understanding where our population is, what are some of the pockets. I mean, it's a, AI, so to say, dream to kind of mine that data and really understand what trends can be figured out. So I think what we really need to do is merge being the pharmacy of the world as well as being the back office or the tech capital of the world and bring this together end to end from drug discovery to actually delivering what value to the patients. Again, we've got a broad and a very big bottom of the pyramid population that we tend to forget. And I think when we were talking about that, serving that is another mission that we need to take over. And technology is the way we can reach in a very, very economically viable way. So I think end to end, there's clear use of technology. I think we are a little slow, but that's given any regulated industry would face that, right? But as we are unshackling ourselves, I think we need to just move fast on this trend.